Okay. Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Awesome. Great, great. Just getting my check from Maggie to make sure that you guys can hear me. Hello and welcome to my first ever live. I'm going to switch the graphics just to confirm that we can see him. Can we see him? All right, we can see the graphics. That means you can see me and the graphics, so we're good to go. Hello and welcome to our live WNEP. I'm meteorologist Jeremy Lewan, and I'm here to give you your updated snowfall forecast coming up for tomorrow. I want to make sure you're fully prepared for the storm that's headed our way. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're tuning in later on, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to switch to the graphics so we can get right into it so you're aware of what to expect for this storm coming up. So the snow accumulation looks like it's going to begin Sunday afternoon, sometime between 4 and 5 o'clock. That's when we'll see the first flakes flying around in our region here in Scranton. A little bit earlier out west, maybe around 3 o'clock is when you'll see your first flakes. And then it really all depends on where you are in the rain-snow line. So the rain-snow line is what, of course, separates rain from snow. And it really looks to be cutting right through the Wyoming Valley. It'll change over to rain for a lot of us Sunday night and then trains back over to snow. But it'll remain all snow in the northern tier. So you'll see higher totals there as well as in the Poconos where it'll remain cold enough for it to be snow for the entire time. It'll be wrapping up on Monday morning. We'll have snow showers throughout the day on Monday, but we're keeping our eyes also on the next system on Wednesday. But I'm going to focus this entire live on this storm that we're going to be seeing tomorrow into Monday. So I'm going to be moving that snow meter up from likely all the way up to the get ready because it is definitely going to happen, and I want to make sure you're prepared for it. And really, we do need the snow. We're way below average this year. This month, we only received a trace, which is over 7 inches less than we should have by now. And we're up to only 8.2 inches for this entire season in our snow bucket, which is almost 11 inches below average for this time of year. So we really do need the snow, and I'm a snow guy, so I hope that you guys are too. Because I'm very much looking forward to this upcoming storm. And really, the storm really all depends upon its track. So you can have a storm track closer to the south or a storm track closer to the north. And I know it doesn't look like that much of a difference from these two pictures, but if you look at that low pressure system, low pressures are associated with rising air, precipitation, clouds. All right, that's what we look forward to when we're looking at any type of storm. We look at a low pressure. And if that low pressure sets up at the 40-70 benchmark, as meteorologists, we always look at that as a benchmark to make sure that we're going to figure out whether or not this storm is a big one or not. 40-70 means 40 degrees latitude, 70 degrees longitude. If that low pressure system crosses into that benchmark box, then we know that this is going to be a blockbuster storm. So if it goes closer to the south, we'll have colder temperatures in Pennsylvania, more snow. If it's closer to that now 40-70 benchmark, but if it goes closer to the north, we'll have warmer temperatures here in Pennsylvania, more mix of a rain and snow mix. But what I'm looking at is that more northerly track where it's not really going to hit that 40-70 benchmark. And I'd like for you to look that up on Google if you're interested. It's really an important benchmark in meteorology to understand whether or not a storm is going to be big or not. So I'm going to put it all into motion so you're prepared to plan out your day tomorrow, Sunday. It's not until 4:30 that we see those flakes really starting to fly across the entirety of the area. We do see some mixing, if you can see there by Lewisburg and Sunbury, of some rain, but we have majority snow across the map, and then by 6 o'clock it's all snow across almost all of the counties except for southern Schuylkill County down by Pottsville. That's the only place still seeing some rain, according to this model as of right now. And then it remains snow for most counties north of Luzerne, Wyoming counties. Those are all be snow for the most part. And by 9:30, take a look at this heavy rain that'll be raining on top of the snow that has already fallen. So that'll really bring down storm totals in Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, throughout Jim Thorpe and Carbon County, Stroudsburg. It's really going to melt away a lot of that snow, but it remains all snow in the northern tier, Susquehanna County, Bradford County. Those of you are never going to see that switch over from rain to snow, snow to rain rather. You can see by 11 o'clock that heavier rain-snow line really pushing northward. And then by 4:30 in the morning, when those colder temperatures really start to filter in behind the storm, everything switches back over to rain. You can see, switches back over to snow, excuse me. You can see those switch over to snow in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, the entire metro area here. It's going to be back to snow. So we'll have snow on top of the rain. It's going to be a very slick commute Monday morning. So if you have anywhere to go on Monday morning, work, school, anywhere else, the grocery store, make sure you're careful because there could be some slick spots out on the road. Take it slowly. And then we'll have snow showers filling in throughout the day on Monday. Throughout the entirety of the day on Monday. It's not until 8 o'clock that you see that last blip of a snow shower passing through Lackawanna County. And then through Tuesday, things really do begin to dry out and clear out. I want to show you two different models. We look at models in meteorology. Models are computers that solve equations to understand what our atmosphere is going to do in the future. So we look at two specific models a lot of the time, the European model and the GFS model. So this is the European model, and I want to show you, we could see anywhere up to 5.7 inches of snow in Honesdale in Wayne County. And you see that little darker blue spot in Lackawanna County in the Poconos. You could see that could be over 6 inches of snow. So we're looking at a pretty significant storm here, and the majority of us anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Yep, Hazelton 3.3, Selinsgrove, the lowest on the map, 1.5. But I want to show you GFS. Now the GFS is a different model, but it's in heavy agreement with the European, and a lot of the time this doesn't happen. A lot of the time the two models are completely different, and then we as meteorologists have to understand, okay, which model is it going to take after? Which one is going to be the reality? And it seems like they're both in pretty much agreement, which gives me confidence as a meteorologist to say, I think this forecast is pretty good. As of right now, nothing has changed recently. This is what I'm looking at. And it looks like it could be anywhere from 5-6 inches in the Poconos and northern tier, and then 1 to 3 inches for the southern tier and Wyoming Valley and central Pennsylvania. So this is a map that Kurt and I put together earlier today, just synthesizing all that information. So there's that 3 to 6 area into the Poconos and the northern tier, and the 1 to 3 inch area through central Pennsylvania and into the Wyoming Valley and southern tier. So here are some future snow outputs for Williamsport in central Pennsylvania, 6.2 inches for the Euro. The GFS says 6.9. The RPM and NAM are also two different other weather models, but they seem to be out to lunch when it comes to this storm, so we're going to discount them. We don't think that that's really what's going to happen. I'm thinking somewhere between the 4 to 6 inch range for central Pennsylvania. When it comes to Tobyhanna and the Poconos, we could see up to 7 inches. I think that's a little bullish. I think it could be closer to 6 inches of snow. According to the Euro and the GFS, it's going for about 7.4, 7.5. And in Scranton, this is where it gets a little hairy. I'm looking more between 1 to 3 inches because that rain is going to come in for several hours and wash away a lot of the snow. So I can't see 7.6 inches, the GFS really materializing in this fashion. But just so you know, it's a possibility. GFS is putting out 7.6 right now. Don't think it's going to happen, but I want you to know that it could. As far as the greater Northeast goes, you can see those pockets of darker blue. That's 6 to 12 inches. So there could be some locations in the Hudson Valley up through Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and into Maine that could be getting up to 12 inches of snow with this storm. Luckily, we're not getting that much, and it's not going to be totally crippling storm for us. Well, if you're not a snow lover, I do have some good news for you. Today was the 5th day that we had a sunset past 5 o'clock. And we're going to continue to gain daylight. In a week, we'll have a sunset at 5:13. Then in a month, 5:43. And in just 2 months, we'll be having a sunset at 7:15 p.m. That's the March equinox, the spring equinox. And that's actually when we gain daylight the fastest. We'll have 2 hours and 30 minutes more daylight by then. Right now, we're gaining daylight at 1 minute and 50 seconds. And by the equinox, we'll be gaining daylight at 2 minutes and 47 seconds. So something to look forward to. Warmer days are coming if you're not so much of a snow fan. If you're watching the game, hope you're not Giants fans because we are losing. But kickoff, it was 37 in Philly, and it's going to continue to remain cloudy. It's 35 down in Philly by game's end. But the Giants could pull it out. We'll see. Just wanted to give you those quick updates on the sunset as well as the football. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you remain safe. Coming up, I want to make sure that you are fully prepared for this upcoming storm. You know timings, you know exactly when you should be doing things in order to be safe, and take it careful on Monday morning. We could have some slippery conditions, slick spots, icy spots. Please drive safely. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Meteorologist Jeremy Lewan, and